President Biden may have skipped this year's ASEAN summit in Laos, sending his Secretary of State Anthony Blinken in his place. But there's a long-standing and strategic relationship between the US and Southeast Asian nations. The US is ASEAN's #1 source of foreign direct investment, funding health, security, and economic projects in the region to the tune of $14.7 billion since 2002, along with $1.9 billion for humanitarian aid. Trade in US goods and services was worth an estimated $500 billion in 2023 alone, but there are questions about future US enthusiasm.
Whether it is Trump or it is the Harris ticket coming on board in January 2025, I think there's a concern that because the mood in America is turning inward, and the mood is not receptive anymore to open multilateralism, that the American people expect their president, be it President Trump or President Harris, to be taking care of themselves first.
Defense remains the beating heart of the relationship. The US cooperates militarily with Vietnam, Singapore, Indonesia, Thailand, and perhaps most significantly, the Philippines. With tensions on the rise in the South China Sea and frequent clashes between the Chinese Navy and Philippine Coast Guards over disputed waters, Washington and Manila's Mutual Defense Treaty has already been put to the test. But if Kamala Harris wins the White House, her newly installed administration could resist getting further involved.
In terms of policy, we're going to see a lot more coherence in the way she articulates US policy towards the region. So we can take comfort in that. But she faces a very harsh political reality back home. And that's something that she has to balance out.
For Donald Trump, China continues to loom large, and he may demand ASEAN nations fall in line with his protectionist policies.
That relationship in terms of trade is probably a bit of a dampener. And in terms of defense or even just personal engagement, I don't think he has that patience to be engaging with the region.
Whoever wins the White House in just a few days' time, the stakes for ASEAN are high. Avril Hong, Bloomberg News.